The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. You guys are talking hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars in XRP. Is it even feasible? No doubt about it, dudes. Many people, I'm sure of it, don't think so. However, I must admit that I am patiently waiting for XRP to reach its full utility. Aside from that, what if, by some miracle, XRP achieves $90 or $100 in this cycle? I'm going to sell some of it and hoard the rest because I want you to be excited about it. I understand. Look at this now. Oh my god, this is really ridiculous. With his ripple effect, Justin hopes to corner the $230 trillion international money transfer industry. Pardon me, what? Now we're going to talk about Brad Garland House, the one with the rumbling snarl, soon, guys. But before we get into that, you guys need to talk about this because it sets the stage for what's coming up next for XRP. Definitely so. However, when Brad Garland discussed 100x within the next 5 to 10 years, the total market cap for cryptocurrencies is projected to reach approximately $220 trillion, you guys. Because Ripple plans to take 80% of the $230 trillion international money transfer industry, we'll be discussing this topic right now. Am I correct? Accordingly, all this cash will flow into Ripple if they manage to get a cut of this cause. I see. That's how XRP will get its massive infusion of capital. Guy. I say we look at this. I still think, he wasn't referring to this. Absolute nonsense, he was. However, he was referring to the current system's trajectory towards decentralization and its upcoming updates. I see. And that is the way we will get at these absurd numbers. Brad Garland's house predictions take this factor into account, though. I say we look at this. Fundamental presumptions. The digital key assumptions from Delphi are this. Even XRP proponents admit that the cryptocurrency isn't an S-coin or meme coin, rather, they claim that XRP's utility token structure allows them to more accurately predict the network's long-term potential value by factoring in the added value that XRP provides compared to competing verbal products. We derive our conclusions from an analysis of the total incremental value of XRP required to sustain the value of transactions that Ripple's framework enables, presuming that Ripple's usage keeps growing at a relatively fast rate. In my view, it will definitely. Alright, then. Based on our assumptions, we will determine the total amount of worldwide cross-border payments. In 2008, it was $55 trillion. In 2018, it will rise by 4% year, reaching $230 trillion. So, in 2028, the total value of all international money transfers will be around $230 trillion. Alright, moving on to the reasoning, we may use McKinsey's estimate of the total annual worldwide cross-border payments to be approximately $155 trillion. This figure increases every year by 4%. Our initial market share estimate for Ripples is 0.54%. Come on, 2019. Let's take this to the next level. And in the long run, presuming Ripple can grab 79%. For this reason, we project Ripple's market share over the next decade using an S-curve, which accounts for around 80% of all cross-border payments and markets. Quite intriguing. Just now, Brad Garland House was making a 5 to 10-year forecast. How peculiar. What the? The premise here is that, within the next decade, Ripple will have cornered the market on 80% or more of all cross-border payments. I see. But my theory is this far up here. I understand. Thus, this is their position. I understand. However, I will explain why I have an entirely different idea. Rumor has it that 80% of the world's cross-border payment markets could be occupied by the ruble, XRP, in the next decade. However, I seriously doubt that will take that much time, everyone. A rationale underlies this. If they're describing the autumn, I can't tell. Even though that is far from proven. Just looking at the metrics and signs, though, makes me think. A collapse is imminent. In the midst of a meteoric rise. I see. Things are so bad right now that they're bound to fall apart. My opinion is that, guys, the new financial system takes over whenever it crashes. XRP was the king at that time. I see. So be it, the collapse is imminent, and we must be vigilant. Honestly, I don't think it will be 10 years, I'm more concerned about the next few years. Am I correct? The floodgates will open in that exact way. Greetings, all. However, that is only my personal belief. Am I correct? For the sake of argument, let's pretend my theory is incorrect. Just know that it's terrifying, but that's all. You can see that Ripple will be successful in the coming decade. Even at its astronomical price, XRP will achieve success. It looks reasonable. That leaves us with two options, either go with Gus or wait. Am I correct? Elapsed time. In 2030, right? I see. The year 2520? When it comes to petrol, where will XRP be king? By 25? Is 2028 the target year? In the year 2030. Am I correct? For the simple reason that it was non-existent in 2020. I see. Therefore, when I consider this section at the moment, from 25 to 28, it is likely that the collapse will occur in 2026, maybe, depending. I've heard rumors that a black swan occurrence will lead the market to crash this year. Now we're attempting to stay one step ahead of the curve, but there are a lot of competing hypotheses about what's really going on. Because of this, we need to be very attentive to everything. There is now a further advantage to utilizing XRP. In 2019, we anticipate saving about 2 bytes per transaction by utilizing the XRP base. Plus, these savings, which amount to 6 pips every transaction, are quite costly. We estimated the estimated fees of the legacy system and Ripple's products, used those numbers to calculate the project's projected cost savings, and then looked at the XRP velocity. We assumed XRP velocity to be 24 in 2019, and by 2028, it had climbed to 3,365 days, or Northridge 65, and was 18. A reasonable person would look at the Scylla S-curve and predict that XOP velocity will climb from 20 in 2018 to 35 in the following 10 years, especially considering the anticipated rise in XRP use. Finally, they're saying that out of this enormous pie, 80% will go to Ripple, correct? Targeting money flowing over the world. And no one can do anything to change that. I see. Legislators will not put a stop to it. Reason being, they are scheduled to be included. So, come on in. Brad Garland's house is mind-blowing. We'll go over everything from how to make a ripple effect in the world to the wisdom gained from working in Silicon Valley. I understand. Pay attention, you guys. The United States. Waves of technology have occurred throughout the past half-century, and the dollar's worth has been eroded by more than 90% due to inflation. Yes, exactly. I mean, seriously, can you not see? He made his statement directly. Listening to a podcast is unnecessary. To sum up, the dollar is likely to collapse in value in the near future. The demise of all other currencies must precede this one. When all things perish, my friends, something new will inevitably replace them. Plus, it will be digitized, just like Mr. Poole mentioned. Therefore, I do not think it will take 10 years. They've been sitting for 10 years because of it. Do you have 10 years left on Brad Garland's house? My opinion is that it won't. Or maybe 5 to 10 years? Less than a decade. His estimate is between 5 and 10 years. Personally, I'm seeing the year 2026. I see. The reason behind this is that I am not a boy, even though some people might think he is putting off dates. Big shorts are commonplace in the neighborhood, in fact, they're sitting pretty till the 26th. I believe that marks the conclusion of the bull run. At that point, all we do is pump till the dam breaks. As a result, 26 is likely the end of systems or their collapse. Honestly, I don't see us waiting another decade, and I really, really hope we don't. The 26th is making its way to logistics, where it will be met with dump cars and pumps. Okay, watch out. However, you will likely be wealthy by now if you manage to survive till then. We will likely become much wealthier after the eclipse. Why? My personal view is that this is due to the new system and XRP. Personally, I hold that view. The video ends there. Appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and give it a like. Goodbye for now.